Very cool. And we have an incredible florist with us today. You like flowers?
I like flowers. Actually, I do. I think they liven up the place. A little splash of color. We're learning about splashes of color in fall, and I think it's important.
I like when people send me flowers.
I like it, you know. My wife always tells me, you should like bringing me flowers more often.
Flowers. Michael Gaffney is here.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Mark and Paige.
What are we going to learn about flowers today?
We're going to talk about fall flower trends from Wall Street to flower designer. And we're going to look at how come flowers last 3 to 4 weeks in my house. I don't know about
what?
Whoa.
He must have like special air. You have special air in your house, right? Like fusion fresh or
flower
something.
air, flower power.
Flower power.
Flower power. And we have a
Coming up
great...
next, our floral design expert, Michael Gaffney, is here. He's going to debunk some of those myths that we've heard about flower care.
Oh, yeah, like aspirin.
Yeah, put the penny in the thing, all that. Boy, it smells amazing in here, doesn't it? Wow. All right, Michael Gaffney, floral designer extraordinaire. He is from the founder of the American School of Design, and he's also an author of a book called Design Star. Fantastic. Welcome.
Thank you.
You did well in the game, but now this is what you're the expert at, where you can even show.
I'm really good at that game, though.
You really are, but you're very good at designing floral arrangements and working with flowers.
But
it's not how you started.
No, once upon a time I was on Wall Street, believe it or not. And you're, back in Manhattan. Yes, I was working on Wall Street. I worked for a commodities company. And I went back to the Midwest where I'm from, and I stopped in a flower shop. Some guys asked me to drive a truck for 2 weeks. I always need extra cash for Manhattan, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I said, sure, I could drive a truck. I got my first paycheck, said, hasta la vista, I'm out of here. And they said, wait a minute. And I said, what? They said, help us do flowers. And I said, I don't do flowers, man. And they said, I said, what do you want me to do?
Random.
Yeah. They said, what do you want me to do? They said, stick one right there, focal point. And I went, So these people I work with are not all creative monsters. There's some sort of reasoning behind this, right?
Yeah.
So I stayed a second day. Out of curiosity, I stayed a third day. I stayed 6 years.
Wow.
And this is what happened. So if it happened to me, it can happen to you, is my theory.
You really loved the architecture of the building,
I decided
the
I was
arrangement.
going to stay and do this. I didn't really like my job on Wall Street. I was going to figure it out. I was going to make money, not be stressed, and love what I do. So I analyzed patterns, rhythms, flowers, what goes with what, and I figured out all the formulas, and that's how I teach.
And now this is your true passion.
Yeah, I love what I do. I've got a great job. It led from that flower shop. I work for couturiers on 7th Avenue. I did all the runway shows, you know, the orchids around the necks. I work for film companies. I did Black Swan that won the Oscar, the flowers for that.
Yeah.
I do design shows for Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's. I'm going to do flowers for you today. And Mark, that's a great thrill.
You do brides and
I do brides and events, so I'm the flower man.
It must be so wonderful to hand a bride her bouquet.
Yeah, people always say to me, do you love flowers? I go, well, it's not that I love flowers or got into it because of that. It's because it's a great job, you know. They always say, what's your favorite part of your job? I go, on Saturday morning, when I see the bride, she's in that Buddhist cloud of love, I call it. There's nothing like a woman on Saturday morning ready to get married, and I go, here. And she goes, oh, it's so beautiful. I love you more than him right now. It's so and I like to make him cry and happy. It's,
yeah,
you know,
I remember that moment in my own life. Of course, of course.
So you spread joy and love, and it's a good thing.
All right, so let's debunk some of these myths that are out there.
Sure.
Take us through them.
Well, you've got a number. I hear this all the time. You've got a number of items on the table here. You've got aspirin. If your flowers are sick, maybe, but other than that, I don't think it's going to work.
So that does not work.
No.
Just to what? Put them in there if they're to keep them from wilting, to keep them healthy.
I'm not even sure. I know that. Here's the next one: copper pennies. Copper is good for certain flowers, but a penny does not give off enough copper to matter. It's based on a truth. But it's a myth.
Not good at all. Not good at all.
Sugar.
No,
yes, again, another sort of myth. I'm going to tell you what all top designers do. In my schools, I have schools all over the country. I say, don't fool around. Here's what I do. Here's what all top designers do who are doing the glam jobs, making the money, having a great time. So we don't do aspirin. We don't carry pennies around and throw them in faces.
Or sugar.
Now, let's move on. What's another one we got here?
We have the, what is this? The chlorine bleach. The bleach.
Bleach. There you go. Ding, 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 ding.
Is that the right one? Oh,
I'm going to reveal all the secrets later why flowers in my house last 3 to 4 weeks. And your house, what? How long do flowers last for you?
A week at tops.
I'm going to teach you how. Flowers do this. Drink through this, and you lose it through the surface. So if you put bleach in the water, it stops the bacteria from destroying the...
And what is this stuff?
Couple of drops.
Just a couple drops of bleach.
Yeah,
okay.
and everything.
See.
This is the miracle drug right here. I've used it my entire career. I wouldn't be in the business without it. Nobody knows about it. They don't sell that at Walgreens, Bloomingdale's. It's literally a sealant that it's like laminating your flowers, because the other thing flowers do is they do this and then they lose it through the surface, right? So if you can seal the surface, they can't lose their moisture.
Got it.
I do this every class. So watch. Today is my birthday. I'm 102, but I look so damn good because of this. What it does is seals your skin, and it isn't going to hurt you. I did that because it's going to show you it's not going to hurt your pets or your kids.
If you can spray it on your own face, it's not going
to hurt anybody. And it literally seals them in wax. You know, the idea behind Estee Lauder Clinique, so you don't lose moisture. I have a roommate in New York. She's a retired jazz singer. I taught her my tricks. I came home the other day. She said, "Michael," I said, "Yes." And she had flowers on the table for 3 weeks, and they still look good. She says, "I got to shoot these things to get rid of them." After you taught me that bleach trick.
Well, later we're going to have more with Michael, and he's going to have more tips on how to make your flowers last for a whole month, plus tips on arranging and everything else. We'll be right back with the 99-cent chef, Billy Vasquez.